Good morning, this is totally random.
Featuring Franz Maruna and Andrew Embler.
Hello, welcome to Totally Random, someday in February, towards the end of the month, and I'm Franz, this is Andy. This is your weekly talk show about concrete5, what's going on with the community, things like that. So jump right into it. Not a lot of news, but a couple of things to talk about this week. A couple of interesting blog posts and that kind of stuff. Saw this one, why I think concrete5 has a great future. Very nicely written from a kind of a developer standpoint.
This one is great.
Yeah, Andy liked this.
I did like this
Complimented the clean code.
Yeah.
That was way to Andy's heart. But yeah, the guy's a little Python background and, you know, knows what he's doing and has even, I think, done some .NET work or Java or something horrible like that. Had a dismissive view of PHP, which people, you know,
Yeah, not the
happens,
first.
not the first. And I like that picture. Found concrete5 and, you know, gets it, totally gets it, understands what's going on, tells us our documentation should be better, but, you know, that's not news. But very cool. That's a nice one. So if you've got developer friends that you're trying to turn on to concrete5 and they just won't stop telling you about how awesome Drupal is, this article might help. Another link that I saw in the internets that I wanted to share was one on Reddit. We've been in a few different posts on Reddit. I think this is a new one, or at least this section of threads is new. But
Nice.
yeah, which CMS do you find the easiest to template? And there's an awful lot of different suggestions in there. Concrete5 is already mentioned a couple of times, but it sure could be mentioned more if you guys see what I'm saying. If you've got a second, you want to maybe get in here and make a couple of posts. I see an awful lot of Expression Engine and who else? They were talking about Perch in there and whatnot. Certainly some concrete5 stuff is in there, but yeah, a whole lot of people kind of not being that excited about Drupal. Some people pointing out that WordPress is more of a blog than a CMS. You know, an interesting thread that seems to actually be touching on the reality of CMS in the open source world today, of kind of these big players that maybe aren't the most nimble, and an awful lot of other options that are out there. So I'd love to see some more posts to that thread, helping people understand what you can do with concrete5, what its strengths are, and yeah, I don't even care what weaknesses you perceive if they are true. That would be great. Cool. Other news, let's see. I know Lucas Anderson and gang are working on a themes contest for the month of March. We did this last year, or rather Lucas did, and did a great job of it. There was a 30 themes in 30 days type contest that they put together. I think that the activity in the PRV was much more relaxed. And, laissez-faire in those days.
Yeah, there was a lot much smaller volume.
Yes, back in those days.
The halcyon days of 2011.
Yes, a lifetime ago. But at that point, the big drive, I think, was just, we just need more themes in the marketplace.
Yeah.
People take us seriously. And we did. There was a lot of themes submitted. I think that's when we first started getting a lot of work out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5J.
I think so.
5 Jazz emerged on the scene in those days. And it was a good, contests are cool. So I think Lucas and his boys are planning something new for March. I know they're working on a page on our site now that's private yet. There's no way to get to it or whatever. I think that there's going to be a little bit more focus on quality versus quantity this year, which I appreciate. I think that there's going to be all sorts of different exciting prizes. Lucas, I don't know if you want me to say something that I'm not, but if you stick it in the chat window, I might. But yeah, that's coming up. So if you can design and build themes, or if you just want to take some other themes you found on the web and legally have the rights to turn into concrete5 themes, that's cool too. That should be fun stuff, and will be coming up next month. Other news, it's a beautiful day in Portland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
A few new how-tos in there.
Yeah?
Check them out. Yeah.
New how-tos?
Yeah. Covering, there are some collaborative how-tos, I think, submitted by John the Fish, but I think a few different people worked on them, and they're more for, like, sort of newbies to the system. So I think there's one in the developer section and there's one in the designer section. There's a few other ones too as well, but absolute basic web stuff and getting help on forums.
I like that. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Bless your heart.
So this is really not that geared toward concrete5 at all. This is sort of if you find yourself in concrete5 and you like it someone has perhaps built a site for you and now you're trying to get help and you don't understand what people are telling you, this is probably a good place to go. You might not be watching the show, but maybe you will be at some point.
Sounds like this is an awesome way to pass my intern interview as well.
Probably.
What is HTML? Cool. That's exciting. Should we talk about Karma and the Karma machine, Karma Picks, all that stuff?
Oh yeah.
And the Karma deal.
And the weekly Karma winners, come on down.
Oh yeah. All right. Do you want to do picks or do winners? Your choice, Matt.
Let's do winners first.
Let's do the winners. Who won Karma stuff this week?
All right. This week we've got John the Fish winning a copy of Message of the Day for helping.
Good work, John.
He's a helpful guy. We got Bert Olton won a copy of the Flash Gallery.
Good work, Bert.
Promotion, we got a ton of Karma picks from him.
Nice.
Nice.
And C5 Theme Team won a copy of Contact Directory for doing work.
Sweet. C5 theme team. I like their little HTML5 inspired shield.
I think John the Fish won that on just under the wire because his two how-tos came in today.
Oh,
I
wow.
approved them. over
Approved
breakfast.
and tabbed. Good work. Thank you guys for helping. The community, as always, is what makes concrete5 work, and it's always such a pleasure to see what's going on in the forums and see everybody helping one another. So I'm glad that continues to work so well. Do you have picks we want to look at? You mentioned something about picks.
We've got picks.
Let's see some
Oh,
picks.
buddy.
Where's
All
the
right.
sticks for the picks?
This one's from Bert Olton, and he put a big blatant concrete5 logo, in his words, on his site.
Nice.
Very nice there. It's a screenshot. He's also got a concrete5 sticker on his refrigerator.
There you go.
Nice.
Awesome. And on his semi-truck.
Oh,
Whoa,
sweet.
buddy.
I like that.
Long haul.
And his regular truck.
Sweet. I'm glad we sent out 5 when we send them out. This is great. Good work, Bert. I'm glad you won something.
And he's got one on his monitor, I think,
Wow.
just temporarily.
Hopefully, just a
And on his face.
tattoo on his eyeball.
And the coolest one I thought was this anvil.
That's super cool.
That is super cool.
Looks like he's doing some blacksmithing or
That's
something.
That's bad.
I always wanted to get into metalwork. One day I will. That's cool. I'm jealous. I can't imagine that sticker's gonna last too long.
No.
I send another picture when it's all burned and loved, worn in on the
Real.
anvil. Yeah, the signs of entropy.
All right, got a couple more from Thomas B.
I got a lot of picks.
Yeah, nice.
Some coffee and some headphones.
I like the coffee.
Coffee.
I'd like some coffee,
It's
please.
a really strange meme of like taking pictures of the stickers without them being stuck.
I know, it's like yes, we know what they look like when they're we could
Put them on something.
Well, the next couple are actually stuck to stuff.
There we go.
Nice.
This is on the CPU.
There you go.
It's
Nice.
just a warm-up pick. It's like a
I see.
pre-stick.
I see.
And we got a
Oh, there you go.
sticker on notebook.
That's commitment. I like that. See, now everywhere you go, you're at the coffee shop, and that cute girl across is like, "What's a concrete5? That's a good-looking hand."
It's like don't worry about it. I gotta get back to coding.
That was the
Oh,
wrong
okay.
answer, dude.
That's probably the wrong.
Let me tell you all about it, little lady.
And then we got some on some
There we go.
skis, I think.
Yeah,
Like skis to me.
those look like skis. Fun.
Awesome.
Skiing.
That's
Mine
from John
look
the
like
Fish.
those. Yeah, I see that's starting to get that warmed in kind of entropy corner thing happening. And someone maybe crossed their tips for a minute. Cool. Great. That's awesome.
Very
So
cool.
we appreciate that. It's awesome to see I don't know, you spend so much time doing stuff online, it's nice when it actually gets out into the real world in any kind of capacity. So that stuff always really does put a smile on our face. And if you too would like stickers sent to you, we will happily do that for you. All you gotta do is go to concrete5.org and you go up to Marketplace. From that drop down, there's a thing that says swag. Swag is the international term for branded junk from a company.
That's true.
And if you scroll down on this page where there are lovely t-shirts, incidentally, we now have t-shirts for ladies. We just haven't updated the grid, but that'll come soon. You'll see there's a form field right here. Get 5 stickers for free. We will actually mail you using U.S. Postal Service. We will mail you 5 stickers. Physical package, typically in an envelope with 5 stickers and a thank you note in it from us, from this very office. And when you do that, we will need your mailing address. Now, Matt is showing you what a mailing address looks like here in Portland, at least. We've sent stickers to. How many corners are there in the earth or in the world? There's many corners.
4 corners.
We're the 4 corners.
Of the land.
7. Those are ocean. We'll send them anywhere. I don't care if I need to spend
A whole bunch of corners. We're going to all of them.
Sending it to Croatia, I'll send it to you. Just give me your address.
We're going
I'm not going to sell your address to anyone. We're not going to even send you anything else. It's expensive. But your mailing address is what we have to send stickers to. You cannot send stickers to an email. And you also cannot send stickers to just Joe. So think about that, and we'll happily give you stickers. How are we doing? Where are we at? We did the karma. We did
I think
the.
it's BRB time.
We did the sticker smackdown. We did. I think it's PRB time too. Should we open the
PRB.
PRB thing?
And now it's time for the peer review ball.
Featuring new themes and add-ons.
Hey, they win karma for BRB stuff.
Emmy for this stuff. Cool. So, lots of PRB activity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there has been a little bit of PRB activity. Let's we'll just
Cool.
go through them in the chronological order. Let's leave the job board to the end.
Okay.
Um,
I'm excited about that one.
yeah, I know that's what we're gonna do.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay, so I think if you scroll down a little bit, isn't theme options mobile switcher? Did we do that last time?
I don't think so.
I think no. That it's theme options mobile switcher.
That's it. Regional shipping is the last
Yeah.
one. Okay, there we go.
We're doing this one. This is called Theme Options Mobile Switcher. This is by Minkrus. It's a free add-on, kind of in the vein of what we have in our, in our current.
The mobile theme switcher.
The mobile theme switcher, not to be confused with the Theme Options Mobile Switcher.
Oh, I don't see how that could possibly go south.
Yeah, I know. As you can see, this is a little strange, to be honest with you, but in its presentation, but it works similar to our own. Uses a library to detect whether you're on mobile, and you can choose a theme to be rendered when that mobile request is made.
Yeah. So how is this? These are going to be difficult questions.
It's
right?
not
Okay.
any different
All right.
from the mobile theme switcher.
There you go. So cool.
Yeah.
Moving right along.
The traditional dashboard,
Yes.
after our own hearts.
Yeah, I know what this is. So
You
this
do.
is a.
What is this one?
Well, I'll tell you, Andy. This is an add-on. I think it's an add-on
It is,
that adds some stuff to the 5.5 dashboard to give you different ways to get around it. Some of which look an awful lot like the way the old dashboard looked. So you got your sidebar back there on the left, and you got a nav across the top. You're still using Twitter Bootstrap. Everything is still scanned the way new 5.5 stuff works. But in addition to the dashboard dropdown that 5.5 has, you now have a big list of pages on the side. And that's cool. So if that looks like something you want, now there it is.
There it is.
I also
There are
know
some
there's-
people who want it.
There's people who want it, whatever. There's also some, I think there's another one in a similar vein that was free that was in the PRB at one point. So we were
Yeah.
talking about doing another dashboard skin. And generally, that's fine. I mean, I think if you can reskin the dashboard, a fair amount of work has gone into making that stuff extendable, customizable, and built with the CMS itself. So,
Yeah.
that's cool. I will caveat that with, you know, the new UI is different, and different is hard.
Different is hard. It is enraging.
Yo, I'm sorry. You know, I have seen a few comments now that it's been like a month and a half that I think are pretty accurate of that's so different, it's unsettling at first, but once you actually play with it for a week or two, you find that it is far faster and better in every way. I don't think it's perfect. I'm sure we will add more stuff to it and tweak it, but...
Yeah, 5.5.0, like, you know, we got some pretty valuable feedback, and it did improve the way that, you know, the dashboard drop-down stuff was pretty touchy at the beginning, and I can imagine that, you know, people playing with that might be like, God, this thing's so blanky, it's kind of a pain in the ass.
Certainly.
But, yeah, we've addressed a lot of those concerns,
and
too.
We'll continue to do so, and certainly all those, you know, well-formed, hey, it would be better if it maybe did it this way versus that way. We read that stuff, even if we don't comment on it.
Well, and in 5.5.1 we did actually... People wanted that dashboard landing page to you know, to be able to click dashboard and get a, you know, real version of the dashboard homepage basically, and we put that in there.
Yeah.
And that's a good idea. Totally, it's a valuable.
I don't think it's news that we listen to our community, but I guess what I did want to point out as we talk about the traditional dashboard add-on is I've heard a sense that of people who say my clients aren't going to get this. And, you know, after what clearly has been about a day of playing with it, because we were getting these comments a day after we released it, give it a chance, man. Come on. It took months to build. Perhaps you'd like to play with it for more than an hour before you decide that no one can possibly understand it. A lot of people have found that once you do kind of spend some time with it, things are way faster and way better, and it makes total sense. And frankly, if you didn't see the old thing in the first place, it probably wouldn't be so counterintuitive to you in the new place. So I guess I would just ask, it's awesome traditional dashboard add-ons there, no problem with that, that's great. But don't just assume that your clients aren't going to get it just because it's different and different is hard. It's awfully handy, and certainly for the sites that we manage, I mean, dealing with it feels to me the same as like dealing with old concrete5 stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, occasionally we go back to like an earlier commercial version of concrete we have, and it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Once you start getting comfortable with just hitting tab and typing USE and hitting enter and being at add a user, that kind of stuff, it's just so much better.
Or being able to jump immediately into form results by mousing over the thing and then clicking on form results. You know.
Awfully nice. So by all means, use that add-on and keep reskinning the dashboard until you're blue in the face. But just give it a chance. What else we got?
Email to blog posts. This is an add-on by 12345J. It's been in the queue for a while, so it's kind of cool that it's gotten out. This works with a few different blogging engines. I believe it works with the core blog stuff that we added in there. Works with ProBlog, the blog by Jeremy and Scott, the sort of first concrete5 blog. And this is an add-on that lets you set up an email address to receive emails and then automatically post to your blog.
That's very exciting. Someone was asking me if something like this existed just the other day.
Yeah. And looks like we got all the kinks out of there and it's up and running.
Sweet. That's great.
Yeah. Next one, we have an add-on called TinyFire. And this looks like it is an add-on for experienced users only, but provided that is something that you consider yourself, this lets you minify JavaScript and CSS. And
it's a beautiful background picture on that.
Yeah, and I actually didn't approve this one, so I'm not totally clear on how it works completely, but I have utmost confidence in our PRB team.
Sweet.
But yes, it is a this is a bleeding edge add-on, so not that it's going to necessarily break at your site, but it is not.
But it could.
It could. So you know, you might want to make sure you understand what it does before you start messing around with it. But it's there for the taking.
Valuable if you need it.
Yeah.
And free.
And free. And let's jump to the playground theme.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. Well, this is fun. This is a theme by Talakman called Playground. Looks like this would be great for school sites or kid organizations. Oh, wow, that's fun.
Yay! Yay!
I like the animation on those buttons. That's cool. It's very fluid. wonder if that's like CSS animation. It's very looks a little more fluid than the typical jQuery animation. So that's pretty fun. It's a fun little concrete5 theme if you need it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, nice. I like the sub-page button. So the link tree.
Daycare sites about to be made.
Daycare sites. The next add-on is Profile Alerts, and this is an extension to our sort of social networking stuff built in, the user profiles, that kind of simulates that alert box you see on our own site when you log in and you have a private message. That's not something that's in the core by default, and this adds it in.
Nice.
And next we have a theme called Responsive Dark, and looks like this is by C5 Theme Team, and probably part of that theme contest potentially.
I think it's too early for that.
Oh, wow, okay.
No.
So it looks like this is a theme that kind of responds to the size of your browser window.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And looks like it's got a few different page types, and kind of a nice complementary theme to our dark chocolate theme that's built into concrete5. And
Nice. I love when all the page tags are done.
yeah, that's nice. That is
Keep your
nice.
themes well styled. And
Yeah.
Fully built out.
Yeah, you don't know that you need those things until it's later and you're trying to extend your site, and then you're like, oh, only one type of heading works.
Yeah, and that's an interesting tangent we could touch on as we walk through this PRV stuff. It's
Yeah.
very important with these themes that you actually take the time to build all that stuff out. I know if you're just building a site tomorrow or tonight and you need to get it up, like I'm as guilty as the next guy of, hey, well, let's just throw an inline style in there.
Yeah.
I think I can make that work with a table, can't I? Like, if that's your own site, that's cool. Even if that's the way you want to roll with your clients and they're not changing stuff over time, that's cool. You stick that in the marketplace, even if it's free, I guarantee you the next thing that's going to happen, someone's going to download it and you're going to have a support box filled with, my H4 tags don't work, and
Yeah.
I'm using such and such block with this and that, and so many edge cases. So there's a number of rules in the PRV about submitting themes, and we would like that stuff to be well formed, clean, happy code that reflects well on all of us. So it's just a different set of expectations. I think when you're going to package something up and either sell it or give it away to many, many people, it is well worth your time to kind of clean things up beforehand rather than clean up a mess later.
Totally.
There you go.
Next theme, looks like this one's called Cultivate. I need to put this in some categories. This is a this is a nice looking theme. This is looks like it's sort of like a corporate site. Yeah, I like that a lot. That's a cool slider treatment.
Yeah,
Looks a little
nice.
bootstrap inspired, actually, like
Sure.
those buttons down there.
Yeah.
Plus, also a little green yogurt
Very
inspired.
subdued yogurt flavor.
Yeah, it does.
It's good.
Cherry
yogurt.
Cherry vanilla.
Yeah, this one actually has a pretty cool dashboard single page included that lets you switch the color scheme from
cool.
Oh yeah.
red to blue to green. So
Oh, nice.
Kinda
That's
neat.
kind of cool. Is there a screenshot of that already?
Let's see if it's included. Maybe.
Maybe.
Come on.
Oh,
There's different
that's-
colors. Yeah, so you can do it.
Oh yeah.
I like that. That's cool. Oh, nice.
nice.
Oh, wow. So they parameterized all the power by concrete5. That's cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's nice.
That's cool.
Nice work.
That's very
Who
cool.
made
yeah.
that?
Theme concrete5 Studio.
Yes.
Nice.
C5 Studio.
Nice. Good job, C5 Studio.
Well done.
And then we've got an add-on approved called FontSmart. I was just taking a look at this one this morning. This is pretty cool. This is sort of related to, there's an add-on we approved last time that was that pulls Google fonts into your editor.
Ah.
This one does that, but it's much more elegant in that it doesn't just wholesale pull every single font that Google makes
Oh my
into your
God.
editor, which is what the other one does. This one lets you choose which ones you want from a web interface on your own site. And it's pretty cool.
Nice.
So you can see that one. This is what it looks like in the dashboard, and you can install the font right from there and add it into your site, and then it automatically shows up in the editor.
Very
And I would assume that you could also, since it's pulling this stuff in, I believe you can pull this stuff into you can use it in your CSS as well because it's going to be pulling it in
Included,
in the header of the page.
Cool.
So that's pretty awesome. And then finally, an add-on called JobsCore. This is by Tony. And this is pretty cool. It looks pretty similar to his real estate add-on, but it's for posting jobs and replying to them in your Concrete5 site.
Boy, this one's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
Not because of Tony. This has been, I think, for about 2.5 years, anytime around the office. Aren't we out of add-ons that we could build? Like, how many image galleries can one marketplace support? I would always come back with, we don't even have a jobs board in there.
Man.
What are you talking about? There's an endless pile of things to be made. So, wish we had done it, but I'm glad Tony did it.
Yeah, it looks like, this is cool. It looks like his apply page works with the Concrete5 form block, which is pretty awesome because, you know, you can ask, it makes it easy to ask any kind of question. You can extend it. It automatically supports the resumes for people that are submitting, you know, because there's a file block.
Plus, Tony is like the international expert on how that form block works.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Yeah,
he
he is.
built most of that thing himself, so that makes sense. And yeah.
Awesome.
So that's pretty cool.
Sweet,
It's
that
very
is
cool.
great. I know there are many sites that can use
Very
a
nice.
jobs board, so that's a good one to have out there. And I think those nicely encapsulated kind of application-specific solutions are certainly not all covered. Pretty easy money and probably not that hard to support. So
Yeah.
if you third-party devs are out there scratching your head about what you should build next, go, you know, look at snow covered, think about the jobs board, look at what other types of functionality that you probably could just build with some pages and a page list block. And,
Yeah,
but
I mean-
people love to see that in the marketplace and just download it and go. Oh, it looks like you got a great choice by Greg Joyce up there.
I sure do.
Nice. Should we talk about Greg Joyce's great choices?
We need an intro for that.
We do need
Greg's
an intro
face
for Greg Joyce's
flying
great
around.
choices. Greg Joyce is a guy at the office here. You may have seen him on previous Totally Randoms in the past, back when we were all in this office together. He was behind me and would say no a lot. Sometimes Greg Joyce says yes too. And
But he
today,
only says yes to the best.
to the best because it's a great choice by Greg Joyce. And today that great choice is best practices around password
Yeah.
stuff.
I was reading this earlier today.
This is some very good advice about passwords. And he's talking about trying to use kind of paragraph form passwords as opposed to mixed case gobbledygook. So if you're like me and you got a lot of dedicated servers stuck around, you end up with these generated passwords that are all capital Y, lowercase u, exclamation mark, hash bang 43, and it's like, dude, whatever. You end up just cutting
this in
pasting.
plain text.
I'll just
file
archive
somewhere.
this in a passwords text file I keep under my desk. But you know, I mean, they do.
Yeah.
It's degrees of how bad are you. But the new kind of hey, that doesn't sound too hard idea that people are following is, instead of trying to come up with these really tight passwords that have a number and a punctuation and all that, just do like 6 words. So
It won't be in a word list. But
Right.
You'll remember it.
You'll remember
It's
it.
like milk, brown cow, dog,
right,
or something.
big bears freezing in the Arctic with spaces. That's a long password.
Yeah.
That's, you know, well on past 64 characters.
it's-
You're never gonna like just hard code attack through that, and
Yeah.
it's hypothetically easier to remember. And he's actually, Greg Joyce's Great Choice is a website that'll generate those for you.
Nice.
Excitement rubber airplane reel. That's a tough password to guess. Let's generate another one. Truth pet name beneath. You're never gonna guess that. Yeah, so on and so forth. The only problem that I've run into with this
Entirely
methodology,
useful special bone.
because we've started doing this on the occasional thing, it is very easy to forget the intricacies to your phrase.
Yeah.
So like we had that one site we were working on. I was
That's
like, wait,
right.
what did we change that password to? Was it like monkeys jump upside down on beds, or bed monkey jumps, or jumping
Like, is
monkey,
it monkeys
or
plural?
Yeah.
Monkey jumps.
yeah? So you got to be kind of thoughtful about that. But still, an interesting thing to think about. A great choice by Greg Joyce.
Thanks, Greg.
Whew, thanks, Greg. Good work. Keep up the great choices. How would we do that?
How would we do that?
I don't know, I think we just wouldn't do it. All right.
More and more is the case.
How would we do that? This is the time for you to ask us questions. Maybe they're easy questions. We appreciate that. Maybe they're hard questions. We accept that. Maybe they are strangely formed questions that don't make any sense to us at all. We'll read those and furrow our brow. I can imagine some questions that may come up, but I'm curious to see what has been posted. Matt.
Well, I haven't seen a whole lot in the chat window yet.
Sweet.
But I do see one from Strider SEO, and he asks, has C5 decided what to do when the Picnic image editor shuts down in
Just
April?
talking about this.
Fascinating. We were just talking about that this morning. Yes. I think we've decided what to do.
I think so.
Did we decide
I think
when
so.
we were talking about that?
Yes.
No one but us seemed to be really that married to that. But whatever.
No, I know. But that's the
We're good.
that's the luxury.
Okay, so there's Picnic, the Flash-based photo editor that was bought by Google, is getting shuttered because apparently that's the way it goes.
Thanks, Google.
Great, we're all rich, so let's go home. So that's cool. People have been suggesting different third-party image editing things that we can look at. Some of them based in JavaScript as opposed to Flash, which is probably wise at this point in the game. And this, just for background, this is when you're in the file manager and you click edit on an image, you get sent over to Picnic in a window, and you can edit the image and it'll come back as a new version of the file. Our take is it's not that awesome to have third-party tools just go up and down based on the whims of someone at Google.
Yeah.
So we've seen a few suggested that are kind of alternatives to Picnic, but hosted and free, and I don't know. Speaking as someone who runs a company with a lot of free stuff, that's not always easy, and sometimes things happen like you get sold to Google and Google shutters the doors. So I'm not that excited about spending our energy depending on someone else's stuff.
Yeah, and Picnic, we had to actually jump through a few hoops to make that process as seamless as it was.
Yes.
And they were very helpful in that
Super
regard.
helpful. Their
So who
CTO is
knows?
awesome.
Yeah, and so who knows if similar services would work that gracefully?
Right.
And after not having to deal with the idea of an API key for these services, the idea of having to potentially deal with that again is not very
Kind of
exciting.
tedious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't work on intranets and sending it off.
It's slow loading. Picnic, all that. So that's kind of annoying. The other tidbit about it is we originally, when did we do that? Like 2009, maybe late 2008.
2009 or early 2000.
There wasn't a lot you could do with online imaging editing in those days. Flash was still pretty okay-ish.
Yeah.
Like Flash CS3 had just come out that kind of brought in all the, they just sold to Adobe a year or two before. Now all of those filters were available inside of Flash. That was kind of awesome. Picnic came out. I was like, oh, okay, I guess this makes sense.
We're not going to do this in JavaScript and have it be easy.
Right, no one's going to write this in JavaScript.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So,
We have enough to do.
Yeah. Now, on the other hand, not really that hard to do this stuff with JavaScript.
Yeah.
I think
Jordan's already done, the most important parts of what we're talking about.
taking the
cropping
baton
and
around
rotating.
the ring a couple of times.
Yeah.
I think, in my mind, Picnic did a whole lot of stuff that we didn't want it to do, or didn't need it to do. Like, eliminating red eye. I believe there's many ways to do that.
But the sepia filter
Yeah,
brings
that's cool.
classiness to everything.
I mean, I know a lot of agencies were not that excited about having Picnic integration inside of the website you're delivering to your client because of the sepia filters and nonsense. So that was kind of a double-edged sword. And I think in the flip side, if you haven't played with the image, whatever you want to call it, manipulator that is in Composer in our default blog template, you probably should. Unfortunately, it's Flash-based, but fortunately, it's got basically the UI we want. And the key feature that it has that Picnic never did was you can pass it a footprint. So if you've got like a header image space and you're letting someone edit an image that goes in there, it's awfully nice if there is a box that is this big that you can move the image around within. Like that's what you're trying to do. So to me, the built-in image editing features in concrete5, however we build them, should have scale, move, rotate, and a configurable footprint overlay type deal that works really well, that my mom can use, so you can upload a photo from your whatever and get it to fit in a space that your designer or web agency has kind of locked down. Photo filters and eliminating red eye and adding blur. Yeah, I guess.
Use
But
an external editor.
yeah, I'm not. That's gravy, maybe, and too much gravy ruins the dish. So, wow, that just came right out. I
Nice.
just made that
That's
right
genius.
now. So that's what we're gonna try to do. I think we're probably just gonna build it ourselves,
Yeah.
or use Jordan's starting point. Just kinda figure it
Yeah,
out.
there is an open source system that someone has worked on that is HTML5 and JavaScript based. That's definitely what we're going for. No Flash, so that it'll ideally work on devices that don't support Flash. And then that might be used as a starting point. If it is, we're going to turn a lot of that stuff off. Otherwise, we might use some of these simpler ones as starting points and skin them how we need and then build them up. And it will be its own self-contained editor that runs on your Concrete5 site.
Maybe we'll even rethink the Flash-based ones and Composer.
Yeah, we might unify
Make it
that.
one.
Unify that.
So something along those lines. We've got until April. It's quite possible a new version of Concrete5 would be coming out before then anyways.
Yeah.
We're doing some work on permissions right now. So advanced permissions is getting the love that we've talked about in the past. New UI on that, cleaning up some of the details. Very awesome. So 552,
Yeah.
solve that when we get there. There you go.
I have a question about this image editor.
Yeah.
Someone asked that question. I'm like, oh god, I forgot.
Could blocks call out to it? I'm guessing like maybe have a block on a page that lets maybe a regular old user edit an image.
Yeah, we'd make a handler for it. You'd be able to call this thing the same way
Yeah.
you'd be able to call TinyMCE from a block or something.
Yeah, we will. We would have to do it. It could load any image that's on your server. If they were trying to edit the image that was in the file manager, you'd probably have to have the right permission set on those images. But custom blocks could certainly pass anything they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
All right. D. Lecce asks, any C5 meetups going on in the Portland area?
We haven't been doing that for a long time. We did way back in the day, and then we stopped. So we haven't.
Yeah.
But maybe we could. Would you like to meet up?
For fun.
Good time. We got a dartboard right here. Yeah. Well, what would you like to do at a meetup? Would you like to learn, or would you like to socialize? Would you enjoy drinking, or do you want to do some coding? What would be a takeaway from a meetup that you would find valuable? Questions like this. So maybe we come back to this one. If you've got something to share in the chat room, you write it up.
Yeah, there have been Concrete5 meetups elsewhere. How have those gone? Are those primarily socializing affairs? Are they learning affairs?
I think they're primarily socializing and planning for the local website they're going to build at some point in the future. So I'm not sure where the value is for people there. But I like doing all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
So I like meeting, greeting, drinking, thinking, popping, locking. What else you got, Matt?
Question from Strider SEO. He asks, will e-commerce have any new features or development in the near future?
God, he wants that single page checkout more than air. I know you want that. I don't know. Will it?
I don't know. There's some that's in development, right? I mean, I guess we have the version that supports internationalization out there now, right? Or is that?
It's somewhere in the midst of being updated. It's
Yeah.
it's a mixed bag.
Yeah. I don't know about the single page checkout. There were a lot of corner cases on that.
There were a lot of really painful corner cases on that.
The only way I could see that working is if we were able to detect. We whitelisted certain things and said these work with single page checkout, and we're gonna we're gonna let you do it. Because certain payment gateways, they're gonna not be happy.
Yeah, we got that built to some point, and then it kind of as you looked at the different shipping add-ons and tagging and all that, there's a lot to kind of integrate in a single page, and so the price of none of these different third-party extending e-commerce stuff working was more than we were willing to pay for the single page experience. So I know just because Strider's been asking for that forever.
I
That's
know.
probably what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And no, I can be honest with you, it's not a particularly high priority here. So sorry.
Got a question from Ollie Phillips. He asks, can devs get a hold of e-commerce for evaluation purposes and add-on development?
Sometimes. Sure.
Just ask.
What else you got? Whatever happened to the U.S. tour? Still very much in our dreams. I think we've got to get the plan with that is get the certification together, and then schedule a week-long training seminar ending in a overnight website build-off type deal. So come into your town to do training, and then Saturday we do this big fun project together. So scratching our heads about that. Going to try to make that happen in Portland first. Really feel like we need to have certification together before there's strong fiscal motivation to go through that. But that is very much on the. We'd love to see this stuff happen sooner rather than later this year. Was talking with wifey about maybe trying to get out to the Midwest over the summer. Maybe we could do like a Twin Cities or Chicago type training deal. So yeah, that is definitely on our radar. Yes.
So D. Lecce, I hope I'm not totally mispronouncing that last name there.
Dulechet.
Yeah, thinking beers and concrete5 chit-chat.
Ah.
Meet other developers and see how they go about developing.
Yeah. We can do that. We've done it in the past. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure. That's happened.
It sounds like that takes care of all our burning questions from the chat room.
Sweet. Well, back to work.
Yep. Sounds good.
Thank you as always for everything that you guys are doing. It's very excited to be part of it, and look forward to seeing you next week. Bow! Hey, you gotta click the video there, buddy.
Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific Time.